2 million.
And in fact, Chair,
the 1.9 was for the previous financial year. If you look at the query by the auditor, they are saying 1.9. They were trying to relate the current outstanding pending bills against the previous year's outstanding bills to see whether there was an increase.
Good thing the auditor is here. Auditor, yes. Can you tell us why did you query the two balances?
And also, Chair, in addition, because under the COB here is saying the county said 1.8 billion, but when the COB reviewed the report of implementation of 2020, it was 1.4. So it came to variance of 418 million. So why this variance of 102 million and 418 million? Thank you, Chair.
Okay.
We compare the balance reflected in the audited financial statement for the year ended 30 June 2023. The amount was 1.9 billion, the closing balance. Then the county reflected an opening balance of 1.8 billion. Hence a difference of 102 million.
How does
that opening balance is part of the movement during the year, so that now finally they arrived at a closing balance of 1.8 billion. So the opening balance is very critical. There was a difference between the balance as audited the previous year and the opening balance as reflected in the audited financial statement. So ni kama
kufunga duka usiku, kesho yake asubuhi unapata maziwa is not at the same level as the previous night.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Governor, surely, what is that all about? How can your closing balance be different from your opening balance?
Yeah, Chair, I'm also a bit baffled with what I'm trying to say. I told you, Chair, it's not a laughing matter. Chair, I would like to doctor.
But surely, the team supporting the governor, you saw this finding in the management letter, in the interim report. Why do you want to expose yourselves to ridicule?
I think we should bring all the CVs of the young accountants looking for work from Busia alone, Governor, so that those 60-year-olds can go home and allow the young people to do this math.
Chair.
I mean,
Chair.
Yes, the one that we get from
Sen.Wambua.
Chair, I want to find out from the OAG.
The one that was given to
OAG. Did you engage the management on this audit queries?
Yes, we did, in very many occasions.
But they seem to be seeing these things now here. I mean, the governor is saying he's baffled. I don't know. Chair, what are we doing here? You know, Chair, let's just be honest. Let's just be honest, Chair. What exactly are we doing? Are we carrying out audit, or what exactly are we doing here? I don't understand.
The chairman of the audit committee, by your appearance and temperament, you must be a man of significant experience. I think I've seen your name and your profile in this report. What do you make of this? And how does the audit committee advise the executive to avoid these conversations at an apex national level? Governor, we are seeking some advice from the audit committee. Chair, audit committee.
Thank you.
What is your role in all this?
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman. First of all, I'll say that we were appointed 1 year later. We were appointed in 2024. So we've been in office around 13 months or 14 months. But we have put the Director of Internal Audit in perspective, because we realized when we interrogated the financial statements, the quarterly financial statements, there were flaws, and so many things needed to be addressed. We also gave a report to the governor, because structure-wise, I have the charter here. We report to the governor, and that is something you need to address in future. When we report to the governor, actually, it's sort of, I wish we could report somewhere like county assembly or something, but that's something to be addressed later by the legislators. But we have been concerned about the county's financial transactions. We have about 3 reports we have made. In fact, I was happy that the Auditor General used some of our reports to be able to come out with what we have here. Because we need a county that is accountable, a county that is transparent. There is a point you have raised about revenue collection, which we have addressed in a different report. And what you said is correct. We need to have a department of revenue. In fact, to some cases, we thought that the revenue collections were lower than the local authority collections. And the fact that CRA have come out with a figure of 2 billion, and we are only doing 300 and something million, speaks to the fact that we need a structural adjustment in revenue collection. And you have come out with a very good point that the receiver of revenue should not be the accounting officer. Actually, that's something that should be addressed. And we need to be very keen about Public Finance Act, to go by it. I know what we have gone through is a bit embarrassing, even to me as a professional, because I'm in the private sector. I do practice accounting. But when I come here as an oversight officer, my advice also remains an advice, because I cannot execute that advice. But what I can assure you is we are working very well with the Auditor General Corporation. When we started off, the entry meetings were not being invited, but because of that push, now we are being invited. Even the last exit meeting, we were invited and we did quite a number of contributions. And when we received this report 23-24, we called the chief officer. The governor accepted us to interact with the chief officers, and we highlighted the danger of Senate recommendations. The Senate recommendations were very serious: recovery and administrative action, and also legal proceedings, because you cannot take an interest.
Sorry, Mr. That's Joseph Owanga.
Yes.
Joseph Owanga.
Yes.
Yeah, because of time, because we are almost getting into 2, you are making some good points.
Yes.
But I would like that those points you're making, you must find a forum with the county executive so that you are able to share, because you've got that responsibility as an audit committee to play some assurance role, yes. An internal assurance role.
Yes.
Because the reason why I brought you into the picture is, if balance brought forward and barrels carried forward are different, and that finds its way into a national report, we
have just found out something. Maybe before you make that conclusion, let's allow the chief officer just to say the difference between 1.9 billion and the 1.8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. If you look at the audit queries that was raised, the source of the 2 figures, they are saying the 1.9 billion was the closing balance for the year ending June 2023. That was the closing balance for the year ending June 2023. And then the 1.8 that we are talking about is for the financial year ending June 2024. So those are 2 closing
So in the
figures.
financial statements, you can demonstrate that the opening balance was 1.9.
Yes, the opening balance.
Are they here? Because you've got an annexure. I think the auditor referred to a note. Just show us that note, then we can move on, because we might ridicule you over something that is not necessary.
In fact, I'm just going by their statement. Further note 17.2 to the financial statement reflecting pending accounts payable balance brought forward of 1.838, while previous years
Chief Officer,
yes.
I am looking at note 17.1, pending accounts payable. The opening balance, the balance brought forward is 1.83 billion.
For which year?
This for 2023-2024. Do you have a different set of financial statements? The auditor says you closed the other year at 1.9. Here it shows you opened at 1.838.
I think